Springfield's rock station Q102, and I am joined by a very special guest today, Griffin from the band Vended. Now, Griffin, you guys just released your brand new debut album. We'll talk a little bit about that later on during the interview. Right now, though, I want to know how you guys came to be and what really influenced your sound, because you guys are pretty unique. You're heavy, you've got nu metal, a lot of influence in there.
It all really started with me and Cole. Cole came to me in middle school and asked if I wanted to join the band or form a band so that we could do the talent show together. And I wasn't really doing anything important with my life, so I said, fuck it. We were practicing, mainly just doing like covers and stuff, trying to find, our sound. And then eventually we got Simon in, and Simon encouraged us to start writing on our own and writing our own music. And then, and then we got JJ, and then we got Grodd. And then ever since then, we've just been writing and doing our very best to just keep on trying to find who we are and what our sound was. We had a few steps forward, a few steps backwards, but eventually we got to a nice, decent, mature sound of us getting older and us taking our own likes of music and putting it together. I mean, I'm really into 80s fucking hair metal bands or like old school punk or pop punk music or hip hop stuff, some acoustic stuff like Amanda Palmer, Ani DeFranco. I like stuff that's like poetry rather than just, I'm angry because I'm angry. Grodd is very much he's a huge fucking Cannibal Corpse Slayer type guy, and his personality shows that. Cole is like fucking Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, fucking Slash type guy. He loves that type of guitar style. Simon is very much like Gojira, Behemoth, Slaughter to Prevail. He loves that type of music. And then JJ, his style is very much like slam metal.
Now, your fan base just keeps growing and growing. How does it feel to have such a big fan backing this early in the career?
I mean, it really does help us that we already did have somewhat of people kind of talking about us. Me and my boys just having Instagrams in general and being able to kind of, at least for me, like communicate to our fans and just kind of be overall goofy and, have fun with them as we were still building up, like climbing the stairs up into like what we were trying to accomplish. It really did help us that we did already have people who knew about us in sort of hushed tones and kind of whispers. And it also kind of hindered us in a way because, they got to see our mistakes, which that always kind of hinders people. It's like immediately seeing the mistakes rather than the growth. But then we eventually, just started getting better and better and better. We started winning people over and people kind of somewhat onto our side, which wasn't really the goal. Our goal was just to make our music. We wanted to make music. We wanted to perform, and we wanted to give people a community, a safe place to kind of be themselves where they wouldn't get hurt and nobody else would get hurt. But if you're in the pit, you are in the fucking pit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you, man. I've seen those performances online. They are definitely rocking down in the pit. And speaking of rocking, you guys were just at Rocklahoma. How was that? Besides being hot as balls.
Oh, yeah, dude. Rocklahoma was hot as balls, man. Rocklahoma was an awesome experience. For me personally, it was the start of tour, which it's just that first fucking hump that you got to get over where it's like, I haven't sang or, performed in 4 months we were off for.
Yeah.
So it was that first hump of just getting back into the groove, working my voice back in, losing my voice show 3 or 4 of tour, and then eventually one day off and then it's back. So Rocklahoma was a great start to this year's U.S. tour. And gave us just kind of a really good breath of fresh air, being able to, see our family again. I got to see Dad. I got to see my stepmom. Simon got to see his dad and his mom. A lot of our family were here, like Cole's dad. So it was a really nice, breath of fresh air start to tour rather than just we're in Michigan and everyone the only people that we know is us.
Right. So speaking of touring, what's one thing you cannot go out on the road without?
I personally can't go out on the road without my laptop or my headphones. I need my headphones just to listen to music that isn't, metal or whatever whoever is driving puts on the radio or on the Bluetooth. I need something for me to listen to and for me to kind of get my head out of. It's kind of that whole mindset of if you're on, at least our TM kind of brought this up with him personally, where it's like when he's on a metal tour, he can't listen to metal music, so he listens to rap music. And when he's on a rap tour, he can't listen to rap music. He has to listen to metal music. I kind of inadvertently do the same thing where it's like I'm listening to stuff like Green Day or Foo Fighters or anything like that to just kind of like not be in the metal mindset. But other than that, I cannot fucking leave home without my laptop because I need to have something to kind of just ADHD hyperfixate on, just to kind of like, I want to play a video game, load up Minecraft and just absolutely just space out and just do that for like an hour or two before I have to go out on stage.
Are you checking out any series or shows or anything like that while you're on tour?
No, I don't watch a lot of TV. I honestly, personally don't have a lot of subscriptions that I have to like Amazon Prime or anything like that. I don't have a lot of subscriptions, to anything for me to be able to, watch stuff. So I just watch YouTube. So I watch like YouTubers that I'm a massive fucking fan of. I watch just anything on the For You page that just scrolls by and I'm just like, that looks interesting. Let's click that.
So Paramount Plus just released a new series about the 80s hair bands and everything coming out of LA, and it was actually pretty rad.
Did they mention, it might count, did they mention, the New York Dolls?
Yeah, not yet. They talked about, Dokken, White Snake, Rat, Motley Crue, kind of those bands, as far as episode 1 goes.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even think that New York Dolls would be considered hair metal, but they are definitely punk age. They did the cross-dressing, almost punk stuff,
yeah,
which I really fucking dig.
Yeah, that stuff is awesome.
With Halloween coming up, I always have to ask people, what are some of your favorite memories?
Honestly, all of my favorite memories from Halloween is just being a kid, either at my mom's place or at my dad's place, and just going around doing trick-or-treating and stuff. And I love dressing up. And I love doing the makeup and the theatrical stuff, anything that's really creative. Yeah, no, that's all that I really remember with Halloween.
Yeah, no, it's one of my favorite holidays for sure.
So Griffin, you guys just released your debut album. How awesome is that for you and the guys? Oh,
it's such a fucking breath of fresh air to finally be able to talk about this thing. Because anytime any interviewers or just fans or people would just be like, so, when is Vended going to drop an album? I would always have to say, secret, tell no one. So it's such a breath of fresh air to finally be able to talk about this thing. We have worked so fucking hard to get this ball rolling. We have been at the drawing board constantly trying to write as much music as we can and workshop it. And it's really nice to finally have more music on our roster to just absolutely fuck up a stage.
You mentioned it earlier in the interview, but I can hear those influences in that debut album. It is amazing from start to finish. Griffin, where can more people learn about the band?
You can get a lot more info from our website at officialvended.com. You can get more information about us from there. You can go to our Instagram at vendedofficial. And we all have our own personal Instagram accounts that you guys can follow. Mine is the odd one out because, of course, I'm Jukebox Bean. I don't have my name on that. But yeah, no, if anybody wanted to come in and learn more about us or just see any new events or merch or anything like that, officialvended.com.
Well, Road Crew, be sure to check out the debut album from Vended. It is amazing from start to finish. It's got heavy influence. It's got nu metal influence. It's got 80s hairband influence. It is a great album from start to finish. Well, Griffin, congrats on the debut album. We're so excited for you, my friend, and thanks for your time today.
No, of course. Thank you so much for fucking having me. It is an absolute pleasure.